Hi there, Chris here, another quick tip for you all. In this video, we are going to continue our look at painting the Blood Angels from the Horus Heresy Betrayal at Calth box set. So as you can see here, we have the Blood Angel mostly completed here. And in this video, we are going to work on the black details, such as the hosing on the chest, the plume on the helmet, and the trim on the shoulder pads, anywhere that's pretty much black, and as well as the the little connector spots between the armor, like in the hips and in behind the knees and in the elbow joints and in the power glove. Incubi Darkness is going to be the first color we grab here, and we are going to give this hose, this little chest connect cabling, I don't know, whatever it is, we're going to give it a light dry brushing, concentrating mostly on the upper portion of the detail, being a very light hand as we work our way across. And then of course on the shoulder pad, I also draw from the inside corner and then draw it out towards the rounded corners or rounded edge of the shoulder pad. I tend to like to have the brighter points of the highlights on the shoulder pad trims come in towards that corner, rather than, kind of like a zenithal style type highlight where it's on the uppermost portion, or something along those lines. I kind of like it when it's pointing inwards, because it tends to be really darkened by the armpits, and so that really kind of stands out, that brings out that corner of the detail. For the plume, it's just very simply concentrating most of that brush strokes at the uppermost portion of the plume, being careful not to hit any of the gold. And of course I'm using a very small dry brush here as I'm working my way across the model, and I'm maintaining a very light hand, as we do not want to pull any of the paint off, or get any paint anywhere we don't want to. Of course, when you're dry brushing, if you can feel the model moving too much in your hands, that means you're applying too much pressure. So just something to be mindful of when you are dry brushing. Dark Reaper is next, and we're going to mix this into the Incubi Darkness in a 1-to-1 mix ratio, roughly 1-to-1. As I always say, as grabbing it from a little paintbrush is not exactly a precise way of measuring paint. A little bit of Lame medium to help thin it out, and we are going to go in and deliberately pick out some of these corners here. Again, for the shoulder pads, I like to grab that inside corner. For the hoses and such, I'm just going to grab just the uppermost corner. For the chest detail, I'm grabbing that circular portion, as well as the rest of the I don't know, it's a big buckle, maybe it's like a safety buckle, I have no idea. It's like a seatbelt buckle. The whole thing comes apart if he takes it off, I have no idea. You can see there, we're just simply highlighting that upper portion. Again, as you work your way around and you're using up more and more paint, you can kind of use the brush in kind of an overbrush fashion and simply just catch the raised edges, kind of like dry brushing, but you still have quite a bit of paint on. But all you're doing is you're catching the uppermost portions of the details. Again, leaving all the dark areas in the recesses. Kind of like what we're doing here. It's just a real quick kind of edge highlight, just right along the edges of the plume. The little hoses on the mask, we're also going to give a little highlight to those as well, just to kind of bring those details out. Could have just easily done those details in silver, but I figured I was just leave them black and give them a nice little highlight in this dark gray, blue gray, I should say. And then of course we're going to work on the little connector details, the little ribbings in the knees, hips, elbows, and in the palm of the power fist. Again, we're going to catch that edge of the shoulder pad as well. Again, really kind of make that stand out. And this is really a fun way of doing the black on a model, especially when you have it like a red like this, because the Incubi Darkness and Dark Reaper have a nice little bit of blue-green to them, nice little turquoise bit of great color to them, and it plays very, very well with the red. Even if we had orange in here or more yellows, it would play very, very well highlighting in this fashion. Again, we're using Dark Reaper all on its lonesome now to continue our highlighting. You see here, I'm very deliberately catching some of the little details. Again, it's really kind of a judgment call as to whether or not you want to use the tip of the brush or use the edge of the bristles to catch some details. It's It's more or less just kind of a judgment call. Experience will kind of tell you which way you want to hold the brush as far as grabbing details. Because sometimes you can, for like the ribbing, you can use the end of the brush, and sometimes it's better to do a bit of an overbrush fashion, just to catch those details, because you don't want to get any of that paint into the recesses. But if you got a steady enough hand and enough confidence in your ability to hold that brush, then go right at it. Then once we're happy with that, we're going to come in with some Dawn Stone. We're going to use this all on its lonesome. Maybe a little bit of medium just to help thin it out ever so slightly. And of course you see that I use a lot of mediums when I am thinning the colors out, and that is merely for control. And of course when you are glazing the paint as well. I do use water sometimes when I am thinning out my paints, but that's usually only when I'm ever base coating or anything like that. But whenever you need to get into the nooks and crannies of stuff, definitely you want to be using something that allows you to maintain control over the colors, and no other way better than using medium. As you can see here, the highlights are going by very, very fast. We're simply just catching just the ends of the corners here. We didn't go very far on the chest details, as you may have noticed, and on the face hoses, and as well as the little ribbing in between the elbows, knees, and hips. Again, it's just a very, very light little highlighting. As you can see here, I'm using the tip of the brush, kind of in an overbrush fashion, just to get some of that paint to kind of catch on top of the raised surfaces there. Here I'm using just a bit of the Dawn Stone just at the very top of the crest, not going the entire length of the way down. Again, just to get a little bit more color gradient happening. Gives it a bit of a zenithal style type of highlight that does, the light source directly above. But again, it's more aesthetic, more style and aesthetics at this point than any kind of particular kind of light scheme going on. But as soon as we do that with the Dawn Stone, that is it. And as you can see, it's a nice little way of highlighting black and black details on our Space Marines, especially when they are in this brighter color like red, oranges, and yellows. Even whites, it works out very well too. But that is it. It's as easy as that. Do not be afraid to give it a try. We've got even more painting tutorials in the Silver MiniWarGaming Vault. You can watch another one today about painting the gold sections of the model. Just click the link in the video description below to watch it right now. If you don't have a MiniWarGaming Vault membership, you can click on the link, sign up for a free 7-day trial. Make sure that you get the silver membership so that you can access the painting tutorials, and you'll get instant access to over 1,000 painting tutorials already in the vault. And so thank you for watching, and don't forget to leave a comment as to what you'd like to see in the next quick tip video.